trending stories from in and around Zimbabwe. And as we begin right now, do press the share button. Good day, Zimbabweans in the nation and around the world, joining us live here on zimi.com. If you're coming in right now, do let us know which part of Zimbabwe you're logging in from or which part of the world.
It was starting straight away.
Type in the comment box right there. And our viewers, readers, and listeners, we are here for news review. We shall be exploring the top and trending stories from in and around Zimbabwe. And as we begin right now, do press the share button. Good day, Zimbabweans.
The future.
That's a very good evening to you. Viewers and joining us live on the News Network. Just a few days ago, is it not true? Nelson Chamisa, the country's leading politician, made an announcement that he is back. It was a very, very lengthy announcement. It was a press conference, and he attended to multiple questions that journalists and the community are asking him. You out there might be one of those people who is also asking questions or want to make a contribution. However, today is Sunday, and there's an article on a website called Report Focus that has been published by Dr. Brilliant Pongo, who's joining us right now. And that article criticizes Nelson Chamisa, and it suggests that his light has been switched off or something to that effect. Dr. Pongo, good evening.
Evening, Simba. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Take me through briefly, just and describe the article so that I don't misrepresent it. The article suggests that Chamisa's light was taken out, correct?
No. What it actually, what I state in that article, I like to work with analogies. So basically, what Chamisa did, at some point, he set up a political party. Some might want to call it a movement, but it's registered as a political party, CCC, Citizens Coalition for Change.
Uh-huh.
After setting that up, at some point, just out of the blue, to some of us, he decided to walk away from the very political party and that organization that he had built to represent the opposition in Zimbabwe. He walks away from that. He quit, basically. That's the long and short of it. He quit. The reasons that were given for him quitting CCC, and he's in his own pronouncements at that, he said that this organization had been infiltrated, and therefore he walked away from it. So I equate that to someone that just quit. And then after quitting, we don't know what it is that he was going out there to do. We don't know what he's been doing. He then decides to just waltz back in and say, I'm back. So what I'm saying there is, you see, if you take responsibility of leadership and then decide to quit, you abdicate the right for followers to actually trust you. So this trust is not like a switch that you just walk back and say, trust me, I'm back, I'll lead now. But you are not explaining what happened, what it is that you did when the storms became difficult, when there was a rat in the house. As the father of the house, you decided to leave, abandon sheep, because there was a rat in the house. If this is an organization that you set up yourself, you created CCC, you chose who was going to be in CCC yourself, and all of a sudden you tell us that the organization is infiltrated, and you abdicate, you run away. Now you come back, you tell us that the dance floor is empty. You want to come back, you want to join the dance again. That was a poor, in my estimation, that was a very poor way of trying to an analogy that he's using. Zimbabwean politics is not like a dance floor. That's a very poor example that he has used there, or choice of language that he has used to get himself back into this game. It's not a dance floor, because if it's a dance floor, if we go by that definition that is given, that is come back, there was no one that is worthy to be in that space, and now he's come back to occupy that space, and he expects Zimbabweans to automatically just say, "Thank goodness, Chamisa is back. We are now in good hands in opposition." If he then decides to quit again, then what? Because once a quitter, always a quitter. That's basically what I'm saying, that he shouldn't think that Zimbabweans are that naive to just say, "Oh yeah, we're grateful you are back." There were people that had put their all in that organization that he led, which was CCC, and he just abandoned them like that without much explanation, apart from saying it has been infiltrated. The infiltration game is very live and exists in Zimbabwe. What is to stop this new organization that is coming up with, whether it be a movement or a political party? What proof or what infiltration proof mechanisms does he have? Because tomorrow you'll be infiltrated again. And if he's infiltrated, will he say, "No, the roof is leaking, I'll run again"? Or what mechanisms is he going to put together? Because the trust cannot just be like a light switch. That's where the line that you're coming up with, where I say the trust is not like a light switch that you switch off and then you switch back on. That's basically the long and short of what I'm saying in that article.
Yeah, so basically you are alleging that Chamisa is now useless, aren't you? Anyway, let's hear from Chief Jose. You're hearing this. I'm sure you've read the article by Dr. Pongo. How do you take the article? What is your response? Give us your 3 minutes.
Yes, I did read the article, Simba, a very misleading article, an article, obviously, that is being written by someone from the other side, if I may use that term. You can't expect much. You can't expect Jonathan Moyo to write a favorable article on what is happening right now. And you can't also expect the Herald to write a favorable article on Chamisa. So this is my take from the author who is here. He is very misleading in his statements. Even when you hear him speak, you are saying when Chamisa left, he never explained to people what was going on. And when he came back, he never did explain to the people what had happened, what made him to take a break in the first place. But we all know that he did. He wrote a very long statement, Simba. If I have it, I'll send it to him so that he can see the reasons, the very good reasons that President Chamisa, explained to the people of Zimbabwe. And fortunately, the majority of the people in Zimbabwe understood where he was coming from. The terrain that we are operating in Zimbabwe is very different from the first world, from other countries, even to our neighbors, South Africa, Botswana, and other countries in Africa. It's very different. This is ZANU-PF that we are talking about. Someone can take certain measures in accordance to the situation. He says President Chamisa ran away. He didn't run away. The majority of Zimbabweans know that he did not run away. He just withdrew himself from Triple C. He did not quit politics as he is alleging, or as he is saying. He never quit politics, and he was very clear about that. He just quit an organization, Triple C. So to me, if someone would say this was a strategic withdrawal by President Chamisa, I would understand. It's not quitting. He never quit. People take these strategic withdrawals everywhere. It was planned. It was deliberate. It was a way of sorting things out. and then you come back with a bang. Even in business, we have people withdrawing to invest in the market or in their businesses. They take a short retreat, in the hope that when they come back, they'll have a better advantage or a better vantage point for future action, for future growth. We all do that, and that's exactly what President Chamisa did. And like I said, he did explain the reasons. The reasons are very clear. He mentioned one of them, the infiltration that was going on within Triple C, something that has never been seen before. Even in Africa, in the history of politics, you don't see what happened in Zimbabwe, that someone who come from Norway and say he is now the Secretary General of a political party that contested in an election and garnered more than 3 million votes, and with a non-leader and with non-leadership, and that person was nowhere near that. And that person is allowed to write a letter that is taken in by the courts of Zimbabwe and the justice system in Zimbabwe, and that person is recognized as an official of the party. It has never happened anyway. But because the courts are captured, the justice department in Zimbabwe is captured, the parliament is captured, that madness was allowed to go on. What did you expect Chamisa to do? To get in the mud pit and start slinging mud with all those people? It was not mud slinging with Mnangagwa or ZANU PF. It was mudslinging with an unknown entity, a person from the village who just woke up and said, "I'm now the Secretary General of a political party." So
Right. I need
what
you
he
to start
did,
to prepare to land
it's
if you can. Yeah.
something, yes, it's something that he had to do. It was a strategic withdrawal. And when he was away, it's not like he was not doing anything. He was still communicating with the people of Zimbabwe, sharing information with them, and consulting, meeting with strategic people, elders in the villages, leaders in other countries. He did what he had to do as a leader. And when he came back, he did explain again what was going to happen. It's not like he just switched on the light like my brother here is trying to.
Oh, I think he's received a call or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me make sure that we don't have dead air here and speak and wait for him to come back. Now,
Shoot.
if this sort of explanation that is being given by our brother here, if this is the type of representation PR wise that Chamisa has, then it's a sorry state of affairs. Because to even say there was a person that had come from the village, I suppose he is talking about Chabang. If he was able to swindle or push you out or move you out of a structure that you had built yourself, if CCC was built under the watchful eye of Chamisa, even now, if we are framing it in the ways that he has just stated, that he's come back from where? Come back to what? Is he coming back to CCC? Is he setting up his own little whatever now? Because you've got to frame and use the proper language here, because you can't just say he's come back. Come back from where? Come back to what? Because if you are saying he had a structure that was infiltrated, we all know that the CCC and those that had won seats under the CCC banner at the time that Chamisa was leading it, how many of those left those seats and said, we go with Chamisa? How many left? I know of MAHERE. Who else said we are leaving CCC when their leader left? So it is Chamisa that left. This whole thing of trying to equate this to a business thing that I can pull back when I'm in business and not invest in a certain thing and invest when it suits me. You cannot equate that into politics and leadership, because when you lead, particularly what we're talking about here, but leading an opposition in a country like Zimbabwe, you cannot just switch off and say, I'm tactically pulling back. For now, I am neither leader. Because when he said he's stepping away from CCC, it meant he's put down the reins of CCC. He has distanced himself from CCC. He has resigned from CCC. Is he a member of CCC anymore? No, he's not. So he literally left. He literally quit CCC. So don't try and sugarcoat this. Don't try and sugarcoat this and say he tactically withdrew. Tactically withdrew my foot. This guy quit. That's what we need to be telling each other, the truth. This whole nonsense of trying to come and say this guy tactically withdrew. Tactically withdrew what? When you tactically withdraw, you re-engage back. So if he's now coming back, he should be coming back to CCC. If he's not coming back to CCC, that means he did not tactically withdraw. He quit. He's not a member. And if you are saying Chabangu is a guy from the village that came and managed to take over, if you a village, from what you are stating, if a mere villager can just come and claim ownership of a political party, they can do the same. Another villager will step up and take over whatever movement is coming in and saying is introducing to us now. You still there?
Yes, still there. I think I got disturbed by another call. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, Simba.
So don't come here.
I think he's still speaking, but we can't hear him.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can hear me?
I can hear you, Simba.
I can hear you, Simba.
I can hear you, but I can't hear him.
I can hear you, Simba.
I think it's either you, Chief, need to come back again, because what happens is if you receive a phone call, you have to like refresh.
I didn't receive a phone call.
Can you hear me, Simba? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
I can hear you, and I can hear him.
I am good. But I just want to respond very briefly to what my brother.
You can hear Pongo, right?
No, I can't hear him anymore.
Okay, can we all refresh? Let's all refresh then, because otherwise there won't be any need here. We'll have to all refresh. Let's just refresh the screen, all of. I'm back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Right. So I was just making a point that that kills most of what it is that we are trying to do as Zimbabweans. Whether we are in Zimbabwe or outside Zimbabwe, we remain Zimbabweans. Now, when someone like me comes up and makes an analysis of a situation, we have people like my brother here that then partition us and say, because I've made a point-by-point analysis of the situation. He has not responded to any of those things that I have stated. Why? Because he comes into this from an emotive standpoint. Coming in to a debate with emotion.
I think he has been speaking for 5 minutes, Simba, and
in terms of
it becomes a monologue
expanding our knowledge or into contributing into academia anyway. So debate-wise, he's coming in and talking from an emotive state. As opposed to saying, even when he says
can you round up, my brother? It's becoming a monologue.
The long letter. You could have just summarized it for us. What were the reasons? Summarize it for us. Bring it back to the memories of those that might have missed it. Because if you have a position that you're taking, I gave you the ones that I know. The ones that I know were that the organization has been infiltrated and therefore he is no longer part of it. Whether he then wrote a long letter, what were the summary points to that? Why did he leave? You then come and say tactical withdrawal. Tactical withdrawal. Seriously.
Right.
Let's
Can
be
I
honest with
also
each
come
other
in? I think
and not just sugarcoat things here.
you've had your chance to speak, my brother. You can't tell me
I don't
what
know
to
if you can
say.
hear me, guys.
I can hear you. I can hear you. You just keep quiet because I'm
I can't
speaking
hear
now.
anything, Simba.
You can't hear me? Maybe you need to go out and come back again. Anyway, for the purposes of those that are
My,
listening,
my, my apologies. My apologies. I don't know what's going on. Has he been cut? Has Pongo been cut?
I don't know.
he,
Can you hear me?
he has
I'm
just been
here.
speaking and speaking, and he just
I can
keeps,
hear him perfectly.
and I can hear him too.
Now I
Okay.
can't hear. I can't hear the brother.
He's the one who has to
Oh,
go out and
yeah.
come
Pongo,
back.
can you refresh again? Sorry, because
Okay.
we also have breaking news, Chief. I just have some documents here showing that Chief Mourinho has now successfully summoned Mutangiri. So I'm going to be breaking the news shortly.
Yeah. But let me respond
Yeah.
before I forget to what he has said for the past 5 minutes, because he has just been speaking and speaking even when you are not there. My brother here is trying to uh, cajole me into speaking the way he want me to speak and responding the way he want me to respond. I will respond in my own way. And I will also want to remind you that even yourself, you are leaving out important information, even in your analysis. That's why I'm a little bit worried about your alliance and your fairness as you did your academic analysis, as you are saying. You are not speaking about a regime that has captured the courts. You are not speaking about a regime that has captured all the institutions in Zimbabwe, including the Justice Department. You are not speaking about that. You are speaking as if Zimbabwe is the United States of America or the United Kingdom or any of these are countries that respect rule of law, that respect the divergence of ideas in individuals. That is not happening in Zimbabwe. We are seeing a situation where the government has taken over everything, even the courts that you are talking about, that you should have gone to court after the elections, gone to court to do what at the courts that are already captured, whose adjudication would know already. And it's not like Chamisa has not done that before. When the 2018 election was stolen, he went to court. What came out of that court? Even after providing all the evidence and bringing in top-notch lawyers who argued a case that left everyone seeing that the, there was nothing else the court should have said or should have done except to order a rerun. Nothing happened, you know. And you wanted Chamisa to go to those same courts. It doesn't make sense. And you also wanted Chamisa to fight the likes of Monzora, the likes of Shabangu, you know, and then achieve what? Shabangu had full protection from ZANU PF. So whatever Chamisa was going to do, it was never going to help the cause. So he decided to leave, and I'm telling you, it was strategic. And I'll repeat that was very strategic. I want you to imagine a situation where if Chamisa had gone into that mud pit, where would he be now? He would be finished as a leader. He would be finished. Even the revolution that we are talking about, it will not even be there anymore. So, in my own view, in my own opinion, and I know many people, millions of Zimbabweans hold the same view that he did the right thing and he has come back at the right time, at a strategic time, 2-3 years away from another election, and he has time to set up another movement. There's nothing wrong in starting up another movement. Even ZANU-PF itself did not start as ZANU-PF. It splintered into many political parties. We did not start, when we started the liberation struggle, we did not start with ZANU-PF. You know, it was another formation. But in 1980, we roamed to victory with another political formation. So there is nothing new in what Chamisa is doing, and the people of Zimbabwe are behind him. You may not be behind him. It is obvious from the way you are writing that I don't think you have ever been behind him. So it's understandable. Like I said before, I would not expect Jonathan Moyo to write favorably on Chamisa, and will also not expect the Herald to write favorably on Chamisa. Your article is heavily skewed. We can tell from which side you are writing that article.
Right. Simba, do you want me to respond? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead, shoot, yeah.
Right. So when we have, if you read what I've just written, you read and find that I say in there, we welcome Chamisa back, but he should not be thinking that it's funny how he says that government, because from my understanding, when we talk of government, what are we saying is government in Zimbabwe? Because there is the ruling party and then there's government. So what is government? Because if those that were CCC members that are still sitting in parliament today are sitting as the opposition, they are part of that government as well. So he, Chamisa himself, would be a part of the government, albeit that a minority part of the government. If we're bringing it down now into which political party controls government, because there's not one party in government at the moment in Zimbabwe. The other thing is, if you were saying that every institution is captured, why then would you be coming back into that very defaulted and broken system that you are criticizing as a state that is captured every institution? You are coming and forming another movement, another political party, or whatever it is that you want to call it, and throwing it back into that same frame that you are criticizing. What are the changes here? Because it's akin to stupidity if you are going to say, I have a bucket that has holes and I'm sitting at a tap trying to fill this bucket that has holes, and you repeat the same thing over and over and over. It will never work. If it did not work then, why would it work now? If you are saying it would work now, you need to have measures, ways in which you are saying this is how we're going to make it work. So we've had the same story from all opposition over and over and over. We almost seem to have a broken record, a scratch record, so to speak, that they will have election, they will contest in an election, and then contest the result. Contest in an election, contest the result. So at what point are they going to realize that as long as we have not had structural changes, we can keep repeating the same mistake and having the same result? So I don't know how naive one has to be to repeat and repeat and repeat the same mistake and hope for a different result. So right now, you can go set up the same way that they set up MDC, MDC, this MDC, that MDC, whatever coalition, and then they came up with CCC, and then it will continue. We're waiting for this new name and see what it is that they bring. I speak here not because I am pro ZANU-PF, but I speak the facts that are on the ground. I speak the facts that are on the ground. If you are coming to a system that you are claiming to be rigged against you, and you continue to do the same thing, are you not the stupid one?
Yeah,
It's a
now
simple thing.
you're just repeating yourself, my brother, and you are confusing yourself. First of all, you
No.
accuse CHAMISA.
Maybe you are the confused one. Because
No. You accuse CHAMISA of not having gone to court after the 2023 elections.
I was responding to what you said. I'm just putting it to you.
No. That's what you said, and you also wrote about. You said he should have gone to court instead of running away. You know,
When did it,
going to court is the same thing that you are saying, repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. He
So
avoided
is
that.
so coming up
He
with this
avoided
movement.
that. He did not
So
do
coming
that.
up. So
He
coming up with this
chose another
movement.
path. And now
So
again, to respond to what you are saying he's coming back into the same system. Yes, he's coming back into the same system with a
is that not
different
repeating?
strategy. With a different strategy, different measures. You are saying you want to see the measures
Strategy.
that he's going to take to
Strategy.
ensure that he doesn't fall in the same pitfall. Yes, the measures are coming. He just
Don't
announced that he has come back, and he said more details are going to come. And obviously, those measures will be made available, not to you, not to ZANU-PF, because it's a strategy, it's a measure. A strategy stops being
Don't abuse.
a strategy
Don't
ceases
abuse.
being a strategy if it
Don't
is shared.
abuse the word strategy.
Yeah,
Don't abuse the word strategy.
yes.
You have there's no strategy
So,
with those.
so
Ambiguity is not a
don't
strategy.
speak as if he doesn't have.
Ambiguity.
Okay,
Ambiguity is not a
okay.
strategy, my brother.
Okay,
You're
I removed the
abusing that.
strategy. I use the word measures, like you said in your accusation that he doesn't have any measures. He has the measures, but you will not go out there and tell ZANU-PF and yourself that
Good
this
luck.
is what we are going to do to
Good
stop
luck
the
with
rot.
that.
This is what we are going to do to
Good
ensure
luck with
that we have free, fair, and credible elections in the next election. This is what we are going to do to ensure that we stop this 2030 nonsense. He will not go out and tell everyone that. He will just act, and that
Good luck.
action is what we are now expecting. This action is what the people of Zimbabwe are now looking forward to. So we can't have a situation, my brother, where you just point fingers and point fingers. You are not coming up with any suggestions, any solutions to the Zimbabwean problem. You are actually accusing someone who is trying in everything,
Don't be
who is
emotional.
trying to
Don't
solve
be.
the problems that we have in Zimbabwe.
Don't try
Your
and play the
academia
emotive.
paper, the paper that you wrote.
Don't try and play the
Let me
academic.
finish. Let me
Don't
finish.
play the academic.
No. Let me
Don't
finish, and then you come back.
Don't play
Let me
the
finish my
emotive tune.
statements. Let me finish. Let me finish. You in your paper that you wrote, that you are saying it's an academic paper, it's a paper that is pointing fingers, poking holes everywhere in what CHAMISA is trying to do. There is no solution whatsoever to the situation that is bedeviling Zimbabweans, to the poverty that is bedeviling Zimbabweans, to all the social ills that we have in Zimbabwe. You have no solution at all. All you're doing is attacking a man who is trying to do something to rescue the people of Zimbabwe, and it's typical. We know where that comes from. That's I don't want to go further and talk about Herbert Chitepo, but we know where that kind of attitude come from. You attack and attack. There is no solution that you are providing. And there are millions of Zimbabweans who believe in this man, who believe that there is a solution to what is going on in Zimbabwe. We just need to come together, like he said in his address, that Zimbabweans need to come together. We need a reset of everything. When he was saying reset, he was actually telling you that there are measures that are going to be taken to ensure that the people of Zimbabwe are freed from ZANU-PF tyranny. And as I finish, I still want to hear you speak about the situation in Zimbabwe, how ZANU-PF has captured the institutions. I still want to hear you condemn what is going on. I still want to hear you, blame, put the blame where it belongs in ZANU-PF, the suffering of the majority of Zimbabweans, and the how ZANU-PF has taken away freedom, democracy, rule of law from the people of Zimbabwe. I still want to hear you say that. All you're doing here is attacking CHAMISA. That's all you're doing, and that's very sad. That you gather that all that energy to
have
attack
you
a person who is
have you
trying to do
have you
something. What have you
have
done? What are you doing yourself to ensure that
okay,
the people of Zimbabwe are free?
okay. You've played your emotional tune, and hopefully people have taken out their tissue and they've wiped out their ears, their eyes from the crying that you were trying to get them to do. End of the day, you have your view. Your view of this situation is that Chamisa is the solution. You have every right to think that he is the solution. But I also have
No,
the
I didn't
right.
say that. I said the people of Zimbabwe are the solution.
You don't.
The
No,
people
no,
of
no.
Zimbabwe are the solution.
But
It's not
you are
one person.
accusing. You are saying I'm attacking Chamisa. Am I attacking Zimbabwe or Chamisa? Let's
You are
clarify
attacking
that.
Chamisa, but that's not the
Right.
same as
So if
saying he is the
okay,
solution.
okay. So if you're saying I'm attacking Chamisa, you have the right to qualify it as that because that's what you think. But in any healthy society, if someone stands up and says they want to represent, we have the right to interrogate their standing and whether they have that fortitude to withstand the pressures that come with that responsibility and role that they are taking upon themselves. So Chamisa, when I analyze and break down why I think Chamisa is not right in just walking away and walking back in, that's basically what I did there. So if you take that as
No,
an
no, you
attack,
analyze in the context of the
if you
situation.
take that, wait, if you take that as an attack on Chamisa, that's your lack of understanding and comprehending what has been written. It is not my fault. It is yours. So, number two, if you then look at it again and say that we have to have a solution for Zimbabwe, just because the situation in Zimbabwe is seen in different ways. If you have access, you can also write and speak about all the things that you are seeing from your perspective, that this is captured, that is captured, that is captured. These statements are cheap statements if they are not backed up by evidence. So if you have the evidence, put it together, compile it. We have people like Simbajikans are here. They can publish whatever it is that you are writing. You come to Report Focus, we'll publish all this that you are saying because we hear these statements all the time. The people, the we. You like taking this role of the royal we and speak as if you are speaking on behalf of everyone in Zimbabwe. The perspective that you have is your view and your opinion and your perspective. That's why when I write as Brilliant Pongo. I'm not writing as Zimbabwe. I'm not writing as ZANU-PF. I'm not writing as CCC. I write as Brilliant Pongo. My perspective, my view, my opinion. And I state this without fear that it is my opinion. So if you disagree with my opinion, so be it. If you expect me to apologize for the views that I hold, well, you're going to sit and wait for a long time for an apology because it's not going to come from me.
I don't expect you to apologize because you know
You're
exactly what you're doing, and we also know
if
exactly
you
what you're
disagree,
doing. We know.
let me put it this way. this article, this opinion piece that I wrote is on Report Focus. If you disagree and you feel you can challenge that line for line, you have the right to respond, and your response will be published. And then we have a balance in that way, because you are saying when you are writing, you're obviously also not going to be writing an opinion based on fairness, but you are writing it so that it favors your view.
No. What?
So
No, it's not
go
about
ahead,
me.
go
This
ahead,
no.
go ahead.
You write in your own capacity.
Yes.
That is fine.
Respond to that. Respond to it line for line if you want.
Yeah.
That's what healthy debate is about.
I've
Because
said so many things about what you wrote, and I questioned you why you divorced the whole Zimbabwean situation from
because
what you were
I'm talking
writing.
about,
You
if you
need
look
to
at the
write in the
title. No, I
context.
don't need
In
to
the
be told
context
what to
of what
write.
is
You
going
don't
on.
tell me. You don't tell me what to write. You don't
Uh,
tell me what to write. If
Otherwise,
you
you're
want to
already
write,
taking
write.
sides.
If you don't
Otherwise,
want,
you're already taking
no,
sides.
no.
Yes.
I wrote a piece about Chamisa's return, and I
But you don't
concentrated
write a
on.
piece about his return
I
out
write
of
what I want.
context.
I write what
You
I
don't
want.
write it out of
No,
context.
you don't tell me what to write.
Otherwise, you are
You see,
misleading people.
this is where you get it wrong. You don't
Yeah,
tell
you're
me what to write.
misleading people. You can't do that.
No,
And we will
you.
not allow you to mislead people, whether you're writing for your own or your own family, or you're writing for your wife or for your children. We don't care,
You
because you
respond,
are
Gents,
putting it
respond,
out there in the public
gents, I'm going
respond,
to
arena.
need
respond.
to
Then
disrupt you.
Yeah, I've responded. I told you
no,
you are writing
respond
out
in
of
writing.
context. You know,
Respond in context. Respond in context. You write yours in context, and we publish it.
you are not talking about writing here. You agreed to come here to talk.
No,
So
no, no, no.
we're not writing. We are talking
I'm
here.
talking about
Yeah,
Chamisa here, not about ZNPF, not about
yeah.
anything. I'm talking about Chamisa.
No, you can't talk about what
I can talk about what
you
I want.
with
I can talk
with
about what I want.
no, not out of context. Not out of
My,
context.
my
There
guy,
is no
my guy,
academic. There is no
my
academic
guy,
who write like that.
my
Academics,
guy.
they consider all the sides. They
Gents,
consider all the facts. They
I
put
need to
all the
disrupt
facts
you
on the
folks, right?
table. You
I
don't
need to
just go
disrupt you
and start
folks.
My
writing
guy.
and attacking an innocent man.
Can
You
you hear
right,
me?
And then you call that an academic paper. What academic
innocent,
paper?
innocent.
I need
Hakuna
to
academic paper rakadaro.
Ah,
Hakuna academic paper
I need to
rakadaro.
disrupt you. Can you hear me?
yeah, I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you, Simba.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you, Simba.
There's an article that's been written by Jelasima Warire. Have both of you
Uh-huh.
seen it?
Yeah, I have.
An hour ago.
Yes.
Right. Is it similar? Are these the similar views, or I'm now clutching on straws?
No. We're basically, if you look at it from, because what my brother here is trying to get people that are writing to do is to write in the way that he wants, balance this, balance that. No, we are talking about the return of this, or this so-called return of Chamisa, responding to the things that he stated at that particular press conference, where he spoke about his return and spoke about the dance floor, the analogy of the dance floor. And that is what most of these writers are talking about, that this equating of Zimbabwean politics to a dance floor and thinking that you can be someone that, or I noticed that no one else was filling that gap. So you have this superiority complex that you think you and you alone can represent opposition in Zimbabwe.
No,
Those are
no.
the things that we're breaking down. Those are the things that we are putting to the fore and saying you cannot have someone like that once abandoned a people and come back and then say, I'm back. Back from what? This is not a musical concert. This is not a tour band that you're going around and saying ndadzoka wadzoka kupi wangwamboenda kupi in the first
No.
place.
You are talking
So that's
about
the thing.
no.
Don't
You
tell
need
me what
to.
I'm talking about. Don't
Yeah,
tell me what I'm talking
no. You
about.
can't keep talking. It's a monologue. You have to give me a chance to respond. You
But
can.
don't tell me what
Yeah,
to say.
yeah. You have to understand that you are speaking. There are
Uh,
people listening. They don't want to keep
uh,
hearing your voice. Right. Listen. You are
like
saying
a
he returned to Zimbabwe. To he returned somewhere. Returned where? Then you go on and write about him without writing about the environment to which he is returning to. the environment to which he stepped away from. You know,
You have
there's
every right to
there's no
write
way
about
you
that.
can write
You
there's no
write
way
it.
you can write a paper
You.
like that,
Chinyora
removing
iwewe.
no. Let me
Chinyora
finish.
iwewe.
You were speaking. Let me also finish what I'm speaking. Let
You're
me
speaking
finish.
nonsense. We
You
can't let you
cannot
speak
write. You
nonsense.
cannot write out of context. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Whose
You
context?
write
Whose
and put
context?
all
Whose
the
context?
contexts in on.
What you consider context, I don't consider context. So you cannot tell me what is context and what is not.
You're not writing for animals. You're writing for people so that we can respond. Now we are
Drink some
responding.
water.
We are
Drink
telling
some
you
water.
also that what you wrote is nonsense.
We
It's
or
nonsense. It's
who do you
out of context,
represent?
way out of context.
Who
You are
when
just
you say
writing to
we,
attack
when you say
someone.
we, who do you
You know,
represent when you say we?
you are writing to attack someone. I represent the constituents
Which
of
constituency do you represent?
Zimbabweans that want change.
This if you put these
Yes, you
titles
don't
on
want
your names,
change. That's
you
why you
put
are
titles on
attacking
your names
one
and
of the people who is
you call
fighting for
yourselves
change.
chiefs.
You are coming
You call
here
your
attacking that person. Yeah, you don't want change.
you call
You don't want
yourself
change. We
chiefs.
know where you
You call
belong.
yourself chiefs and you think you have a constituency.
No, not about chieftainship. It's
Can
about
I pass? Can
Zimbabweans.
I pass? Sit
It's
down,
Gents,
drink
about
gents,
some water.
Zimbabweans. It's about
let's have a bit
Zimbabweans.
of let's have.
You
Can I
know,
disrupt
you
both of you
don't
here?
come and attack and attack someone who carries the
Attack.
hope of 5 million people, who has 3 million votes, you know, to in his bag, and then you expect us to keep quiet. We are there. We
Right.
are the voters. We voted for him,
Respond.
and we'll vote for him
Respond.
again, whether you like it
Respond
or
in
not.
writing.
So we'll not allow you to write rubbish
Respond.
and
Respond in
Okay,
writing.
chief, hold,
and force it down
hold,
people's
hold, both
throats.
of you.
Respond in writing.
No, we are not
Okay, can
talking
you?
about writing here. We're not talking of right. We are talking. We are here to
We
have a
Daniel.
discussion.
We Daniel.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, gents, can you hold?
If you
Can you
don't
hold?
have a constituents, I have a
Okay,
constituents.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
Can you hold?
if you are
Can you hold,
writing for
gents?
your
We've
children and
got.
your wife and
Can you hear me?
your whoever, that's fine. You wrote for we wrote for those. Myself,
Don't
when
be
I speak,
emotional.
I
Don't be
speak.
Right.
emotional.
I
Can you
Don't
hear
be
me, both of you?
emotional. Don't be
no, I'm
emotional.
not
Chill.
emotional. I'm
Don't
not
be
emotional.
emotional.
Not
What are you
even.
doing now?
Relax. Relax.
Not
Relax.
even, not even, not even. I'm not even emotional. Why should I be emotional? You know, why should I be emotional? You wrote something that you know is completely out of context. Completely out of
Right.
context.
Can you hear me, both of you?
You leaving out
What?
the important
Can you
details,
hear me, gents?
you know, that influence, you know, those decisions.
Okay. So, gents, can you hear me, both of you? Okay, thank you. We want to get here. We were supposed to end our discussion in 15 minutes, but with your indulgence, if we could just take an extra 5 minutes, I just felt let's hear maybe the unique views from a Christian religious outlook here from Howard Nyoni, how he sees this matter. Mr. Nyoni, good evening to you.
Manheru Simba.
Mm,
Ndiri kuona
Manel.
kutaura nechishona.
Okay, aiwa manyai nerurimi
Yeah.
tikuwei.
Kana tichiti fadzai mahere iopposition zani inotiseka ikaumburuka kwese kwavari muHarare vari kutoseka kuti sazvitora kuti vanhu vekuzimbabwe havasi kuona game zita regame kuti riri kufamba sei. Mahere is not an opposition member. Mahere is just a planting of ZANU-PF to confuse people. Mahere is the typical ZANU-PF. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can't hear what he's saying.
Hamuna kunzwa zvandataura? Or is it because of Shona or what?
Takunzwai. Ini takunzwai. Ndakangomirira zvangu kuti vataura vanotaura.
Okay, maybe I should repeat in English, and if we are
Yeah,
of the
I
assumption
think
that
it is
Fadzai
wise to do
Mahere,
that. But takunzwai is.
Makinzwa. Okay, maybe
Okay,
I hear someone say Anakunzwa, so let me repeat.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to chip in on this angle. Yokuti Fadzai Mahere is not an opposition member. She's just a plantation from the ZANU-PF CIO machinery. So when they hear, if you are to say Fadzai Mahere is a credible opposition member, Agabite Nelson Chamisa, although many people have got question marks in Chamisa, I think Fadzai Mahere is worse. hatingamuiti opposition. Hapana opposition paya, munhu akangoplandwa nezanu to confuse the people of Zimbabwe.
Right. Makuni nzoma jensa nditika.
Just like our brother here.
Right.
I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. I was also going to ask you, maybe as we get to the end, what do you think about Jelas More's article? We can't hear you, Brilliant. Brilliant, you're muted.
Okay.
Oh, no. I thought that you were it was someone else. So what I wanted to say is just explain the nature of an opinion piece, right? An opinion piece. So Jealous Mawarire is writing as Jealous Mawarire. So we just have to, just like you've brought people here on this platform, everyone that is on this platform is speaking their opinion. It's an opinion piece. Whether that what informs or brings that person to that conclusion, that this is what they have concluded, this is what they understand the situation to be, it's an opinion piece. Now, it's not a representation or speaking on behalf of, I don't speak as we. Pane anotaura as we, like our brother here, who says he's got a constituency, so he speaks for the constituency. I speak for me, and I speak my view and my opinion and what I see, and I analyze according to what I have at hand. And my analysis is based on that. And truly, and that's all. So Jealous Mawarire's views are Jealous Mawarire's views. He is also questioning the return, or so-called return. So had Chamisa left, because one that is returning would have, logic requires you to have left to return. You can't return if you've never left. So basically, that's what it is. So if it was a tactical withdrawal, is that leaving? If it's leaving, then logic would say you would tactically come back into that space that you withdrew from. You can't return to a space that you were not. That's logic.
Yeah.
That's my view.
Yeah, Simba, my view is very simple. It's the same as my view on my brother here. There is nothing you can expect from Jonathan Moyo writing about Chamisa, or anything you can expect that would be positive if Sunday Mail or the Herald makes a so-called academic piece on Nelson Chamisa. You can't expect anything from those kind of people or media houses. Whether you're writing for yourself, or you're writing for your children, or you're writing for what, at the end of the day, you're writing for people to read. And when people have read, they have a right to respond, and respond in a manner that they want to respond. And when they respond, they tell you in context. They respond in context of what happened. So if you're not prepared to listen to that context, then people will then point fingers at you. And they have a right to point fingers at you that you are writing out of context and you are very biased, because how do you write about the stepping away of Nelson Chamisa and his return, and you don't want to talk about what ZANU-PF is doing in the country, how they are weaponizing the courts, weaponizing the justice system, and infiltrating the opposition, giving money to people from Norway, and they take over the opposition. They even go to the extent of withdrawing members of parliament that were voted by citizens, that were voted by people. And you don't mention all that, and you don't see anything wrong with that. There is no anomaly in all that. all you are doing is pointing fingers at a man who is trying to do something about the situation in Zimbabwe. It's very, very unfortunate. And we then ask you, what have you done yourself to ensure that the people of Zimbabwe are delivered out of this quagmire? At least he is trying. He has come back. If he was someone, he could have gone away forever, for good. But he has come back with new ideas, new strategies, new ways of doing things, like he has said, and he's going to give it another go. Remember, he is fighting a ruthless regime. He is fighting ZANU-PF that kills. But he is out there. He's putting his life, the life of his children, the life of his family on the line. And you are there sitting pretty in the United Kingdom and just pointing fingers and poking holes into what he is trying to do. That's very, very unfair. And when you have done that, as I finish, when you have done that, don't expect the 3 million people that voted for him and that still trust him, that he still has something to contribute. And when I say that, I'm not saying he is the alpha and omega of our revolution, that he is the solution to our revolution. No, he is just an instrument that can be used to ensure that there is freedom and democracy in Zimbabwe. After all, academics like yourself, that you call yourself, they say there are no liberators. I think that was Che Guevara who said that. There are no liberators. Liberators do not exist. So Chamisa is not a liberator because liberators do not exist. The citizens, as he said in his statement, liberate themselves. They will stop ZANU-PF from what it is doing. They will stop this 2030 nonsense. He didn't say he was the one who was going to do it. He said together with citizens, meaning citizens will be right there at the center of everything that will be happening. That's what we're talking about. And that's the kind of leadership that we are talking about, that we want to see. A person who puts citizens at the center of everything that is happening. He's not saying, I'm going to liberate Zimbabwe. He is simply saying, together we can liberate Zimbabwe. So when you write your pieces, so-called academic pieces, please make sure you put everything into context and also mention, condemn ZANU-PF for Christ's sake. Just condemn ZANU-PF so that we are not mistaken that you are not one of them.
Go ahead, respond, Zimba, or we conclude.
Yeah, you spoke. You are the one who spoke first, so we have concluded. We are
Yeah,
done.
that's right. Okay.
asi varume izvi zvokuti titi fadzai mahere opposition tinosekwa nevanhu. Fadzai mahere is just a plantation yeZANU-PF iri kungokonfyusa vanhu muzimbabwe. So let us just be informed kuti hakuna opposition yakaita seyafadzai mahere.
Jens, it's been a very long session, right? I know these are emotive topics. Is Chief still here? I guess maybe we need to shut the discussion. But I really wanted to smash the 1 year jealous mode. I don't know if we can come back for it.
Do you have Jealousy's number? It's always good to have the person on
The
ground.
author, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what, Ka? Ndinayo number. I've got his number. And I don't know, Kuti, can we get him? Because he's really quite passionate about his views.
Simba,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jealousy is very
Simba,
strong.
Mhm.
He's got very strong
Simba.
views and he can support what
Yes,
he
yes,
says.
please.
Just for information's sake, ko Tungwara razoita rari yake iri
Yeah.
kwamutari nhasi.
Inini understand kuti yazofamba sei korari yatungwarira mirai ndicheke kuti yafamba sei ndasandacheka kuti kwazomira sei yanga ichinzi yanga yakanzelwa.
Oh, so we have seen nothing so far. So zvinoreva kuti ina kuzoendera mberi.
Um, Miraton.
I think I really, can we say Fadzai Mairi opposition here, guys? Answer pindu wangu ipapo.
Brilliant. Yeah, cancel.
I'm here.
Inenge cancel when ya tungwara.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I might have to just turn my video off, but
Oh yeah, I was saying Kuti, I think the demo the function ya tungwara inenge cancel
yeah, cancel. There was a statement issued earlier in the day that after his meeting with whoever, I think they said, yeah, they just said all things have been suspended. So
Wow. Yeah.
To say Fadzai Mahere is the credible
interesting.
opposition
Very,
leader.
very interesting.
So that deputy
Interesting times that we live in.
Toti deputy
These are interesting times.
This one, you're all quiet. Brilliant.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Which one? Which one am I all quiet about?
No, this one here, because Nyoni is saying, look, if Mahere becomes leader, then Chabangu must deputize him.
So Mahere has also come back.
Oh, people are saying that Mahere is the one who should lead.
Lead what?
A new party.
EPU CHAMISA.
That's what they're saying.
CHAMISA wachozodi.
Zirikunzika maybe vochinjana ndo zviri kutaurwa.
You see, issue iripo ndeyekuti when people separate emotion and look at this thing, zvisina emotion mukati, you then realize kuti we are going round in circles. Hapana chagadzirwa chitsva. Madhuku strategy yangodzorwa muplay. Kasongonyarawo zvangu chief vaya kuvaudza kuti madhuku strategy kana uchinge wachoboka unongodzokawo woti tadzoka oita tumarari tuviri tutatu apo neapo. And the first point of call or port of call that CHAMISA stopped over was at the British Embassy. What was he doing meeting the ambassador? Because these are these very things that the optics that then go wrong. Because you feed these optics to ZANU, they regurgitate these things to you. Kuti makunotsvaga kuudzwa zvekuita nemaBritish modzoka moti takuset up a part. The timing of the whole thing kuti taimbotanga tadarika nekuembassy nemaBritish mozoenda uko. Why arm the propaganda machine yeZANU with that equipment? Mozochema futi mangwana. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Vanu protect achiti. You see, the way that some of these guys defend CHAMISA, it's almost akin to the way that Vanu anopinda machurches ema prophetic movement defend their leaders, ma prophets awo achita zvisina basa. It's the same way, it's the same energy that I'm getting from this brother that was on earlier. Because you have to sit down some point and see, right, this analysis that has been given, it does not, in that analysis of CHAMISA's return, it has nothing to do with what ZANU-PF is doing. We're specifically talking about CHAMISA and the return. Context yauri kuda izvo ndezvako iwewe zvauri kuda. Uchaisawo context yako iwewe kana uchida. Because haungatiudzirika kuti isai context iyi so that nyorai kuti makotsi akakepchwa. Why am I writing about that? I'm off topic if I'm talking about that. My title and my article is titled The Return of CHAMISA. Why then should I start talking about the capture of courts and what? If you want to write about the capture of the courts, you write your own article. And it's put there. if you want to respond to the article that I've written, the platform is there. You have every right to say, I'm writing in response to, and then you break it down line for line and say, this is a misdirection. This is what this needs context. You put it there. So basically, that's what it is. So these guys, as long as we are talking about CHAMISA and pointing out something about CHAMISA's misgivings here and there, they come out fighting. They become emotional. So they cannot just look at things and see that, yeah, this guy is infallible. He's not a god, that he does not make mistakes. But those mistakes that he makes, how do you advise him to become better at this or that? Then you tell us that, oh, he's got a strategy, but he's not going to reveal it. You see, this whole thing. This is what I state in the article, that this ambiguity is being abused. It's good to come up with ambiguity, to have that ambiguity at times. But if you make it a lifestyle now, that everything you have to, either his followers are now turned. This is what I state in the article, which the brother did not want to speak about. He is now interpreting what it means, because CHAMISA was not specific to state what it means. Now he's interpreting that to us. So his followers become interpreters now. The others that are not his followers are left guessing, because he's not speaking specifics. And that has been the thing that then when you ask these questions, oh, you're poking holes. If you are specific and you state what it is that you are doing, we won't be asking.
Right. Well, also, lastly, Mr. Nyoni,
Yes.
atina updates kwa utaona shinas.
Not. I don't know.
Okay,
I
that's
have
what I'm
not seen anything. What it is is
ndiye
like
mwaanombokanda kama sound bites utaona shi.
what it is. Just to recap on what the
Yes.
engagement was about. Maybe I didn't see the topic properly. Ndangoona pawanyora kuti MAHERE is a credible opposition. Ndo pandangopindira hangu ndandazopindira nyaya yaCHAMISA.
A system.
So yaCHAMISA,
So
I have no comment at all because ndakaneta.
You're trying to go against, and
right. I think
you are
both
focusing.
of you are not hearing each other.
Oh, I can't hear you. I didn't know you're speaking. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you both of you are not hearing each other.
Okay, ndandishiti nini? When I saw the headed topic yokuti Fadzai MAHERE is a better opposition member than CHAMISA, I took it kuti ndozvamuri kutaura pamusoro pazvo, and I didn't know the other brother was talking about an article yaanyora. So I came with this information.
I think brilliantly been cut.
Do you want me to come again? Do you want me to try again?
Maybe,
you can come back. It's no problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read to refresh and come in again?
That's
yes.
Right, yeah. But I think we can all hear you now. Yeah, when a person, yeah.
Simba wanzwa zvandataura.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, ndati nini, the way I contributed to this debate was I was coming from an angle yaFadzai MAHERE.
No. It was also unique. It was also needed because that was also part of the analysis. That's absolutely.
Oh, so I didn't know there was an article written by someone.
Oh, yes, it is. He wrote an article, but the MAHERE factor was also written by someone from Zayoja a day ago. Someone called Gabriel Manyaiti, who supports Guti, who wrote an article saying that MAHERE is the one who's supposed to lead.
Okay, for some of us, when we hear the name MAHERE,
But a woman. This is a woman. This is a young woman, young lawyer, who is she talks well. And she's a lawyer also. Yeah.
Especially in politics in Zimbabwe. We tend to idolize a person. And then that one person that has been idolized is now supposed to be fighting a system. Because ZANU is not a person, it's a system. And then this cult like sort of oppositional names that you bring up a name and say Chamisa Chete Chete, or you say MAHERE Ndiano Zgona Nekuti, she speaks well. It's a person against a system. What oppositions need to do is to also set up systems, not just have one person kuti tikangoti Chamisa akati mangwana akamuka achiti I'm tactically withdrawing again. Chaponja futi. Because
Yeah, it's true.
you're focused on a person and you have a system, and you are
Yeah,
fighting a system using an individual, a person. As this could make a sense. Those are kutaura kuti don't elevate someone to a demigod status to that point yekuti hakuna opposition kana kusina Chamisa hakuna opposition. Akamuka mangwana ati I'm tactically withdrawing again. Might I say?
yeah, that is very true. And if I can add on that, Aditi, we are having a situation where we are finding problems in Africa. This is an African mentality. Our African leaders, or our brothers of color, if I may put it that way, this cultic mentality of everything hinges on one man. And when that one man is out, the whole country is out. Whereas, like Obama said, Africa needs strong institutions, not strong henchmen. So we are having a problem with this mentality. Chamisa Chechesete, Kauti Mnangagwa anenge aripo. Do you think without Chamisa or without Mnangagwa, Zimbabwe cannot go forward? The answer is a big no. But because it's a mentality which is embedded in us, we sort of promote these demigods in our minds kuitira kuti patinozosvika pakuzoitwa disappoint hatikwanisi kuti kugadzira maproblems kuti tiona kuti hatisi kuda vanhu, tiri kuda mainstitutions. Zimbabwe inongoda mutemo kuti pave neministry of justice, pave neministry of health, pave neministry of transport, zvisina corruption mukati, and the country runs not because pana Mnangagwa kana kuti pana Chamisa.
I think chiri kuitika ndechekuti izvezvi politics, you cannot cry for the field to be leveled in politics. Politics is not about assisting the opponent to beat you. Saga, for people that expect ZANU-PF to say tichaita zvakati kuti tikuempower kuti mutikunde, hakuna izvozvo. So right now when they talk about this 2030 agenda, we need to start asking questions now. Is it an agenda that has been made national already, or it's still within the ZANU-PF circles of their discussion? Because kana iri nyaya yezanu ngavataure nyaya yavo vaipedza, kana yazonzi yaunzwa kunyika, because pane way yekuti munogona kuita distracted ka maopposition ese wawaita distracted izvezvi vakutotanga kumhanya nekuti we need to stop this 2030 thing. What exactly is this 2030 thing? Has it been made? Because tingatanga kurwisana kuti kana tasvika kubridge iro ka toda kuziva kuti achatanga kucrossa ndiani, totanga kurovana kuno kuti tisati tasvika kune tisati tatomboona kuti bridge racho tichasvika here bridge kwacho kuona kuti hatisi kusvika. So now when we talk of this 2030 agenda, Vision 2030 can be a ZANU-PF policy, but it is not a national policy. It's not country policy. Hausi mtemo wenyika. Unogona ngori iri policy yavo yekuzanu. We shouldn't be even involved in discussing issues zezanu kana tisiri kuzanu. Kana musiri muzanu hamusi muzanu. Rekedzai vekuzanu vadiscusse nyaya yavo kuti vari kuda here kuti vapresident Mnangagwa vave president wavo kusvika 2030. Is that disruptive of the country's constitution, or is it at the moment? Because tichiri muna 2026 ka. Kana tazosvika kuna 2028 toti term yapresident yapera, pari kunzi chii apa? Pari kunzi tichachinja constitution here kana kuti ZANU-PF iri kuti toda Mnangagwa kuti aramba achitonga kusvika 2030. Anogona kunge aramba ari president wezanu, aramba ari leader wezanu until 2030. But 2028 tine national election ine constitution iri kutaura kuti pane election inofana kuti iitwe. Saka togona kungochiconfusa zvinhu, and ZANU inogona kutosiya opposition ichipengereka ichiita zvavari kuita vachiziva kuti zvese zvamuri kutaura izvi hazvisiri izvo zvatiri kutaura isusu.
Okay, you are talking of 2030 being disruptive to the nation or to ZANU-PF as a party. Now,
No.
let us look at the mantra itself within ZANU-PF, not in the context of the opposition and the constitution. Don't go in the context of the happenings in ZANU-PF as a party. What are we seeing? We are seeing an agenda which is taking every ZANU-PF member who can be officially a minister in a country which must be running from 2026 to 2030. Now, where have you seen a country on election mood every day, Monday to Friday? And we are looking at this being the uniform for the next 4 years. Every day is a rally for 2030 agenda, and the country is stagnant. Now, looking at it from this perspective of being a ZANU-PF member, not opposition, not the government, don't you see that assuming Mnangagwa, this bill is passed in parliament, now 2030 earning Aripo, the fightings which will be within ZANU-PF to take over after Mnangagwa, the next hit disrupt the movement of the country. We are having a country is. You want to go to chip in?
Yes, because zvandiri kutaura ndozvamakuda kuti zvatari kuita futa kuti ngati, because when you make a like it's not hard fact on the ground at the moment kuti ndo zvichaitika, but these disruptions will always be there. A country can always be in election mode. It can. It's not unique to Zimbabwe. It's not unique to Zimbabwe. It is not unique to Zimbabwe. Well, because as every country that holds elections at a cycle of 4 years or 5 years is constantly in election mode. Is when you say campaign mode now, when they are on the road, different. But every action that an MP or a senator or whatever is doing to represent their constituency is in effect acting so that the voter can see my visibility, the voter can see that I can renew my term, I can be voted for again because of the work that I'm doing. So you're constantly, if you're looking at it from a political standpoint, you're constantly in election mode. This is your life if you're a politician. You're constantly in campaign mode. Zvinozongosiyana pakuti pane patinozoti there is now, we are now running closer to the date of voting, takupinda murally mode, takuita izvi. But pesa apa zvese zvekuti tiri kugadzira bridge apa, tiri kuita chakati apa, you are saying this is this particular party has done
But
this because of this. Saka mutori mu election and campaign mode all through.
On that note, Aditi, is that the way normal countries run their affairs? Kuti we are having, like you are talking of my roads, nema bridge, bridge, kuti minister achiti vamnangagwa vanenge vachivhura bridge. Is this the normal way of running a country?
So there's no template. The simple answer to this is there's no template.
No, when you say there is no template, we are trying to have many templates. Is this the way Spain? Is this the way South Africa? Is this the way Botswana? Is this the way?
This is what you need to be. Instead of saying, is this the way South Africa does it? This is the way Zimbabwe does it. Let's get used to that.
That's why we are in this predicament, because of the way we're doing things.
Because you see, if you go to South Africa, there are people in South Africa that actually think that their government in South Africa is not doing right. They are also saying their government is not normal. Those that are in opposition are saying the South African government is not normal. Go to Botswana. Those that are in opposition, they're saying their government is not normal. Is this normal? Everywhere where there's an opposition, they will take the normal and make it abnormal and say it's not normal. It's because you have in our heads or somewhere in some space, we want what is happening in Zimbabwe to mirror some utopian sort of version of what democracy should be. But which country has absolute democracy? This is an example.
Okay,
Because the Americans are saying their system is not right now. What Trump
okay.
is
Can
doing,
I
the
answer you on
Americans are
that
saying
one?
is not right.
Can I
So
answer?
yeah,
Now, when you say democracy, I don't know if you are talking about the counting of heads, kutititi. When the people of America stand up and they say, for this, is it 4 years, 5 years? America, tell me,
Four.
4 years. Yeah, 4 years. The Americans are saying many heads have chosen Donald Trump to be the leader of the country. Which might be right or which might be wrong. That's not the issue. But don't you see that in our case, we are talking of a dictatorship which pretends to be a democracy. And then by so doing, we have problems which hinge or which mirror on one person kuti kana kuchivhurwa road kuzvishava nekumasvingo munangagwadai, which takes me back to my case yekuti, is this the way normal countries run? Kuti kana bridge chairo richivhurwa, you are a political agenda. Is that the way normal countries behave?
pakuti normal country apo ndo pandine
Hey.
dambudziko napo.
Pauti normally, I'm trying to put an issue of democratically elected presidents who will relinquish power kana vadyiwa by election after 4 years.
Dambudziko ratinaro nderekuti pari zvino tichiri kuda kuita kunge dzimwe nyika, nekuti
Yeah, but
isusu
we are
nekuti
seeing
tiri kuti
examples of dzimwe nyika dzichitobudirirawo vanhu vachitorarama zviri better.
no, but munoona kuti imo muZimbabwe macho tikazonyatsobvunzana tikagara pasi tichazonyatsokuona kuti vari muZimbabwe vacho pane vari kuti ava tiri kutaona moto tatambura tadii, pane vari kutotiwo zviri kutofaya muZimbabwe imomo.
Brother, I think
ndochokwadi
okay,
chiripo.
as I am talking to you, Anditi,
Yes.
if I may be personal, Anditi,
Yeah.
as I am talking to you, where are you?
At the moment, I'm in England.
You are in England, Anditi.
Just arrived. Yes.
Do you see the way the British run their country? Kuti bridge achiti chiri chinoitirwa noise na politician.
Yeah, but muri kuona kuti
do you see kuti ati pempedzi kuti munhu angagwavhura bridge kana kuti Stama avhura bridge chikoro Stama apa vana makombiyuta 10, handiti?
Because muri kukombea mabanana nemaorange.
Aiwa. The way you are taking it, we are just trying to be as practical as we can.
No, I'm understanding you. But if you look at it, right? If you look at the infrastructure, iri muno matiri kuti muEngland. Apana panoda kuvakwa bridge muEngland. So they've gone past that. If you look at England, and if we use the same principle of democracy, when was democracy established in this country? We will find that Zimbabwe is a pretty young democracy.
Okay.
So all these things.
Can we even say Zimbabwe is a democracy?
It is. How do we define? What are we defining when we say democratic?
When we talk of democracy, we are talking of a country where elections are held and there is no rigging.
So America is not democratic.
Did you ever hear kuti Trump akapinda kuti akariga election?
Trump akarigwa. Look at the congressional. Yesterday's report. No, my brother. Nezuro no. Anditi mukatarisa macongressional reports and vese vanga vachibvunzwa kusenate kuti vakaita investigation yekutsvaga.
Okay, let me agree with you on that. Anditi, you know what? For the sake of progress, Anditi.
Was the American election not contested? No.
Okay, let's agree. Can I go
Trump on? Was it not contested? The one before.
Okay, let me put it this way. Anditi, since 1979 April. To today, how many years have we had? 46, 45 years.
Yeah.
How many presidents has America had?
Quite a few. Jimmy
and
Carter.
Which party? Is it only one party giving a president the terms? Only ZANU-PF for 46 years.
two political parties in America that.
Yeah, so we have two political parties which agree with when I say agree, and loopholes, but I'm just trying to show you that there is this accountability to umakabuda nas akapedza 4 years anouya next year anokwanisa kuya achizochinja zveuyu akanya so called kukanya kana kutingati kukanya. But what I'm trying to show you is when you look at the way ZANU-PF is operating, it's a one-party state disguised as a democracy. But you are in UK. How many governments have we had for the past 40 years? Power a simple laid back for 46 years. UK, Paitama presidents Mangani, and which parties? Is which one party state?
How many parties have ruled since 1979?
Yeah, maybe I might not have the figures, but try to give me.
I'll tell you, it's 3. Just 3 political parties have ruled.
Main political parties have did it with different views.
Just either Labour or the Conservatives, or the time that the Conservatives had to actually come together.
So do you see that these 3? Okay, these 3 political parties have different views. The same people who can be voting for Labour can be going for Conservative. In the sense
but my hardcore Labour, my hardcore Conservatives, they will remain in their stations.
But don't you see that there is some accountability if party kakanya?
Right. Ipapo mukunyatsotaura zviripo. Chinoitika chacho mukoma ndechekuti where do these people hold each other to account? One,
they hold each other to account out.
Mirai munzwe kamukoma. Kana pane functional parliamentary system. Muparliament macho imomo ndo munoredzwa maissues ese nekuti vanhu vazive kuti ari kuita zvakati nekuti zvichemo zviri kubva kuvanhu zviri kutaurwa muparliament. Tikatarisa handisati izvezvi yedu yekuZimbabwe kuti muparliament pataurwa pesa.
Can we even say we have a parliament?
Saka opposition. We have had situations where we've had members of the so-called opposition.
Okay, can I ask you a simple question?
Yes.
Can we say in Zimbabwe we have a parliament which is representing the people of Zimbabwe?
On paper we have, yes.
On paper, but practically do we have a parliament?
Yes, we do.
Be serious, Shaman.
Mukoma. Pane panga pachinzi handiti. Pese pakataurwa kunzi ngatitangei muna 2000. Ngatisamboenda kure. Ngatingotangai pana 2000 apa. Pari kunzi MDC yakawina masisi muparliament. Vapinda muparliament, vanga varimo muparliament vacho ivavo. Ndobva vadii? What contribution did they make? They will say we were shut down with this, but atina kunzwa zvamaka. Right now, if I'm to try and recall and remember very poignant and important points that were raised in parliament by a parliamentarian in Zimbabwean parliament, maybe tinogona kutodzoka kunotaura vanhu vakasina chinotimba chaivo. Vataitoseka tichiti anonditsvagei kuparliament, anozivei. Ndiye akatonosvika akatosimudzawo dzimwe nyaya dzanga dzitori nyaya chaidzo dzaitofambirana nezvikuda kuti zviitwe munyika. Tadaro takazoita vese vakauya vakanga vari vana MDC what vana CCC vese vanga varimo mumaparliament imomo. But vasvika kuparliament, they are taking this as an opportunity to enrich themselves. It's a very, very different. Kana parliamentary system ikatadza kushanda, the whole democratic process nezvamukuda kuti titi tirikuda kuita democracy inobva yaponja ipapo. Saka ngatisambotanga kutsvaga kuti azobvura bridge ndiani azodii ndiani. Ngatitange ipapa pakuti kuparliament kwacho vari kuenda kunoitei nekuti ndio kunogadzirwa mitemo yacho. Kana vakatadza kugadzira mitemo yacho muparliament imomo, zvimwe zvese zvatiri kutaura izvi hazvina zvazvinotibatsira. Kuti vatiwo mira ndipedzisa apa. Kuti vatiwo my-election ekuZimbabwe ari rigged anodai. They were there in parliament to put all these things right. Where did they hold rigorous discussions or debates in parliament to bring these things to the fore? The papi patakamboratidzwa pekunzi apa munogona ngotaura kuti tichitsvaga mareform, talking about wanting reforms and making sure that those reforms are put in and implemented, two different things. Saka zvekutiudza kuti tichazo ndio zvatiri kunzwa kubva parliament.
Can I come in?
Yes, bro.
Okay, I go back to what I said before. when we look at African politics, kana tichiti African politics, zvatinoita secontinent yemuAfrica, the way we raise our leaders, and we have a problem in the fact that we think that when we are voting a particular group of people or a so-called a political party led by a charismatic character, we are saying what these people are going to do is what we want. That's not the case, which I'm trying to imply. When we look at our country and the picture of Zimbabwe, we are looking at a country where we say there is MDC, there is ZANU-PF Ndonga, or there is ZANU-PF, okay, let me say ZAPU before the split 84, 85. We have got those political parties. And then when we look at these parties, we have this belief that when my party wins, then things are going to change. And when they don't change, takurwisana takudzokera kuZANU-PF kuti vamuchamisa chete kati vamunangagwa chete. My point being this, kuti nyika yedu kana kuti African politics ine problem yoti hakuna accountabilities yema-structures, kuti kana nhasi Mnangagwa akabva, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, hazvimboaffectiki nyange pakapinda a new government, masecretary ejustice ne-education mu-new government anenge angomira sezvakamira kuti nyika ienderere mberi. We are not like that.
I agree with you 100% on that. But you see, ndo particular pamataura kuti a country needs to have institutions that have systems that run. When you have institutions that are for the country, not for the party. So institutions should not be party influenced, but they should be influenced by a patriotic sense of duty. Saka kana tichiti tikauya muno muEngland, the reason why you find that my MP anogona kuti MP but musikatombomuzii kuti ndiani, because there's an institution and a system that works in that particular area tiri. Patori nelocal council inotoziva kuti zvinhu zvinodai mabhina mututu wemusi wakati hakuna zvekuti tiri kumbonobvunzana kuti zvakazodii tozoenda nota chichi. Zvitongori zvinhu zvinongorana zvakadaro. Togona muka mangwana zvichinzi there's a new prime minister, but mabhini day anongoramba ari same day ranga angori macouncils ari kungorana semarandira anga achingoita. The system is separate from party political influence. Saka chinonetsa kwatiri kuZimbabwe chiri kuitika kuZimbabwe.
On that note, what do you think Zimbabwe is not at that level? Why is Zimbabwe not at that level? Because of this personal cultic.
Because not only personal, because of us, because we've allowed for that to be our politics. We have said chatiri kuda isusu kuZimbabwe kuti zvinge zvichiitika ndezvekuti vanenge vakutonga ndo vanokontrola zvese, kuti masoja ndeedu, mapurisa ndeedu, ichi ndechedu, ichi ndechedu. The chedu politics is what divides us as Zimbabweans. What I like about America, for example, I don't really love America. I like certain things about them. What I like about America is I've observed, this is just my observation, I've observed that if there's a Republican senator and a Democratic senator, that may be constantly at loggerheads in America. When they travel, when they leave American soil, they become Americans. They are not Republican, they are not Democratic. They are Americans. They don't identify with a political party when they are outside American soil. They unite. Saga, there's no chance of someone as an American authority, as a senator or whatever, coming out of America and then criticizing the American institutions or government. They do that on home soil. Kana vabuda kunze havaite izvozvo. Saka tinoona isusu kuti kwedu kuZimbabwe tine vanhu vanogona kuti hatingati isusu hakuna chakanaka chiri kuitikwa muZimbabwe. It would be a lie for us to say there's nothing good has come out of Zimbabwe. That would be an absolute lie, because there are good things that are happening in Zimbabwe. There is development. It could be
Okay,
slow
like what?
paced, but
Can you help me? Just tell me one thing. Chandisingaziyo chiri kubudirira.
Trababalas are not the owner.
Okay, so trababalas, is it an individual or is money
No,
coming from? Do
we're not talking about individuals. We're talking
uh,
about
okay, okay.
making
You say we are
Zimbabwe
not
become
talking.
a
Okay,
better.
okay. Can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
You said we are not talking about an individual, and
Yeah.
when we are talking of trababalas today, ndiani anonzi trababalas ndiani?
It's a Zazine.
I
That
answer my question.
I didn't see Trababalas.
Hauzi munhu anonzi trababalas.
I do see.
Okay, so I don't know him also. So let's continue. So what I'm trying to show you, I am trying to show you my
No, the
failures.
fact
Edu.
no, the fact that we are individual, we are naming things after individuals does not take away from the fact that there's something that has happened. And
We go back. Okay, let me also say something. We go back to what I told you. Kuti kana kuchivhurwa highway yekuzvichavani ichinda kwamataka kumberengwa. We highlight the name of the president. And ndakutaurira shamari ndikati zvinhu zvakadaro tinotofanirwa kuti tingasadaro tichitaura nezvazvo. Anoona basa rokuvhura road yekubva kumberengwa achienda kwamataka ibasa not even district administrator, ibasa rasecretary district administrator.
aiwa asi kana tasvika tinofanira kunzwisisa now kuti kana tichitaura politics means kutaura nevanhu vari munzvimbo kuti vade zviri kudiwa kana kuti ude zvavari kuda or something of that nature.
Do we need politics? Do we need politics to develop a district?
We don't, but we use it to politic. No politicking yacho.
Is this what is happening in developing countries?
No,
when people want roads, they are about politics.
This is what is happening in developing countries. They are not developed. They are developing. Developed countries have
But
already got roads.
I thought you said Zimbabwe, there are things trying to develop.
Ndizvo zvoga zvatiri kuti trababalas tatova neinterchange tanga tisina development.
And I asked you kuti trababalas ndiani?
Trababalas wacho. But road yapo. End of the day tane road tane interchange. Whether yakanzi trababalas kana yakanzi
okay, can I take you to Rhodesia? Can I take you to Rhodesia? At 17 years we got independence for me. Pandakaita 17 years do pakatika independence in Zimbabwe and
right.
What I saw ndakaona anonzi my district my DA my district administrators ndo vaitove responsible for the maintenance of roads, and the roads were functioning. There was no Ian Smith in that. Meaning the country was running swiftly because of structures.
Yeah.
And so now azvidi rocket science kuti tidzokere ikoko kuti zvinoda kuti vanhu. Do you know the problems of Zimbabwe, to be honest with you, my brother? Haasi problems are complicated. Anongova problems selfish political leaders vasingadi kuti kana vabhitwa vasheke hands nevabhitwa kuti hatiendereri mberi. What I'm telling you is DA wokumberengwa asingabozvi kuti maroads ari kufamba sei. Kune ma-administrators ekunhingi ma-junior administrators angari not even provincial kana kuti kwakune ma-districts kwete ma-provincial kwete zvima-growth points zvakuti you would see ma-DA nezvimatruck zvavo vachimaintaina road yokumberengwa, not even kwanhiki kunonzi kwanuku. Okay, let me just say the country had issues with structures which were functioning. Basa rokugadzira road rarisina chokuita kana kuti naminister wemaroads aingoasaina chete ngoriliza funds.
Regai ndipedze ndichidai mukoma. Zvese zvamukutaura zvinhu tiri kuzvinzwa. Ndiri kutozvinzwisisa ende tinozvinzwisisa kuti ndo patiri paona pamuri kuita. Zvese zvamukutaura ndiri kutozvibata. But chatiri kuita manje ndechekuti ina handioni zvangu bhora, handifariri zvangu zvebhora, but ndichashandisa analogy yebhora. Zvafanana nekuti tiri kutarisa isusu English Premier League. Toti toda kutamba sezvinoita avo, asi tofanira kunzwisisa kuti isusu tichimabhuza tichiri kune imwe league isati yatombosvika kana paCoca-Cola kana papi. Saka tikanzwisisa ipapo tikapapata kuti takambopuza tasvika kuPremier League.
Analogy yebhora nditorewo.
Ndobva tarelegetwa. Saka tikanzwisisa kuti kwatava taakumabhuza tichatamba tiine expectation yekuti mafambirisirwo nemaitirwo anoitwa zvinhu kuligi yatava iyi ndezvizvizvi. Hatizoiti disappointed zvakanyanya. Taakumaneja ma-expectations edu tichitarisana nemamiriro atiri. Kumabhuza hakuna mabucket seat yekuti vanhu tinoona bhora takamira. Tinoti kana tatsamwa tinogona kupinda muground, tinogona kutoripedza bhora racho pa5 minutes. Saka ukanzwisisa kuti ndo attitude, ndo mafambisirwo anoita zvinhu ikoko.
Ko ndipewo analogy yefootball handiti? Ndizvo here? Ko hello? If you are to say tiri mabhuza, what makes us kuti tizviclassify as mabhuzas? Is it development, mastadiums, vana vasingagoni kukika bhora kana kuti mastructures asipo, which can be improved? Because you look at Rhodesia, you look at Zimbabwe. When we were growing up in Rhodesia, there were structures which merged the British Premier League teams. Tiri kuluveve kwakune ma-youth centers, Magwegwe Youth Center, Mjube Youth Center, kune ma-ground table tennis, kune ma-ground lawn tennis, kune ma-ground golf. When we were growing up in Bulawayo, we had golf loans by ma-golf clubs now. Meaning, Britain and Bulawayo, or London and Bulawayo, in 1978, we were at par. There was no corruption under Ian Smith. Maria allocators, Minister of Sport, yoenda kuma townships, and vana vema townships vaiwana ma facilities akafanana nevanhu vari kuTottenham. That's why you see ukuthi up to now ma grounds ari kushandiswa nevana veMzimbabwe akavakwa naSmith. Hakuna kana ground rebhora rakavakwa naMnangagwa. Why? We say we have systems which allow us to be boozers, whereas it's our mentality and the way we look at things. If Smith had continued ruling Zimbabwe, by now I think tinenge tine matimu anokompita muPremier League. Dei Smith akaramba achitonga. Because we had all facilities, table tennis, swimming pool. Luveve, there was a swimming pool where every day after school, 2 o'clock, we would go and swim for free under Ian Smith. So, kuzoti tiri mabhuzers because
that is being destroyed.
And what even was there is been destroyed. What was there has been destroyed. Thank you, Simba.
I was saying, because all that has been destroyed.
Yes, totally collapsed. When I was in grade 7, Simba, we used to go swimming competition. I used to compete for a zone called Luveve, Mpopoma, swimming representing the zone of Luveve, breaststroke, crawl, butterfly, back, and things were just soft and smooth. But after 1980, everything collapsed. And we call ourselves boozers, not because just because kumontena zvinhu. Zimbabwe inorwadza mani, that country inorwadza Simba.
Yeah, well, you know what? This has been quite an interesting discussion. We're going to need to shut, and let's catch up a bit later on.
Thank you, Simba.
I want to try and get Jealous Mawadire. Hopefully soon we can, we can have him, the author of the article. Thank you so much, Mr. Nyoni.
Okay.
Cheers.
tasvitswa kumango mo hekutambutswa na emanson moni emanyati tasvitswa kumango mo hekutambutswa na emanson moni emanyati Dicha simu tama oko wangu kutenda muziki Dicha simu tama oko wangu kutenda muziki Geza, geza, geza Zimai Geza, geza, geza Zimai
Are they real comrades? Or Mugabe's mercenaries? Smith's mercenaries? Who got the badge but never fought? Who cut the hands of the voters, huh?
Response not the comrades we know.
Who stained the war vets badge, huh?
Not the ones from the front row.
Philip Chiongwa, rich and loud.
Never saw him in the battle crowd.
Where's Muzenda? Where's the truth?
Chopped out with the Gamma Talks youth.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda.
Comrade Emerson came from jail, studied law then joined the tail. Wasn't from Magagao's fight, he replaced those erased from sight. Are they real comrades or mercs in disguise with war vet badges and political lies? Tell the youth the truth tonight, not every badge means you fought the fight.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda. Tag with it. Tag with it. Tag with
Kwambutambuzwa na Emberton, Moni Emanyati, Moni Emanyati.
Tasvitswa kumagoma ekutambutswa na Emberton. Moni Emanyati. Dicha simu za maongo angu kute
Tasbihwa kumango mo Hekutambutswa na eman song Moni emanyati Tasbihwa kumango mo Hekutambutswa na eman song Moni emanyati